called the South Mission, and we were called to the North. The South Island and the North Island, 2 islands in New Zealand. And Ruby and Edna worked in the Beehive Clothing as volunteer workers to sell garments. And they worked there together in Logan, went with some of the others to volunteer and worked in there. And one day they were in there, and a guy walked in, an old farmer from Idaho, and he walked through the door and said, I just got home from a mission. And they said, oh, really? Really? Tell us about it. We're planning missions. We have our calls, and we're going to go on missions and making plans. I don't think we had our call, but we're making plans to go on missions. And he said, well, don't go for more than a year. You get so damn sick of your companion, you can't stand it. He'd been out on the farm all the time, and he went on the mission, and he had to spend all of his time with his wife. And he gets so damn sick of your companion, you can't stand it. And so they laughed about that and thought it was quite funny.
Yeah.
Later on, when we got near the end of our mission, the mission president said, before you go home, he gave us permission to go down to the South Island and see our friends who were serving in that mission before we come home. They wanted to take us out in the bush, which was a real heavy forested area in New Zealand. Anyway, we wanted permission to go see them, and so they gave us permission to go down for a week, and you had to go across on a ferry. It was about, maybe a mile, not a mile, but between the 2 islands, the ferry would go back and forth and haul ferry people and anything else that needed to go. And so we went on the ferry to go over to see Gordon and Ruby. And when we were getting off the ferry, we looked up and they were coming down a little street on the side of about a block away. They were coming down the street to meet us. And we saw them, they were coming, and when they got closer, Grandma began to wave, and Ruby called out, don't go for more than a year.
She had it, huh? That's funny. Well,